Hello friends, good morning to all. Today we are going to start the remaining point of second chapter of agriculture in Maharashtra. So let us see the remaining point, that is problems of agriculture. As you know that agriculture is the uncertain and insecure occupation which is practiced throughout the parts of the world, and the world is also facing the problems of agriculture. Similarly, India and Maharashtra also facing the problems of agriculture in Maharashtra. So how and which problems are faced by the farmers in the field of agriculture, we have to see. So let us start the problems of agriculture in Maharashtra. As I have already explained, agriculture occupation is insecure and uncertain due to various problems, and which problems are those we have to see. The first and foremost important problem of agriculture is natural problems, and as you know that nature determines whether there is a favorable condition for the agriculture or not. If the nature decide to do the practice or to allow to do the practice of agriculture, then and then it is possible to do the practice of agriculture. Means control of nature is dominant over there in the field of agriculture. And the first factor, that is natural factor, that is physiographic. Physiography determine whether there is a plain area, whether there is a plateau area, or whether there is a mountainous, or whether there is a coastal area, and if there is a if there is a if there is a deserts, if there is a barren land, fallow land. So which type of physiography over there, that determines or that controls the agriculture. And as you know that whatever the practices are conducted in the agriculture, that is very smoothly conduct in the plain area as compared to the plateau and mountainous, because plain area is easy to do the movement as well as to do the transportation. And as we know that there is a various activities which are essential in the field of agriculture, means plowing, cultivation, harvesting, transportation, and many more. So for these movements we have to require a plain area. In the plain area there is a network system, there is a gentle slope, there is a easy to do the irrigation, there is a easy to do the plantation, there is easy to do the harvesting, and many more. So plain area is suitable for the agricultural practices, and that's why whatever the agricultural basins are developed, that mostly developed in the basins of rivers, because river basins are, or the banks of the rivers are plain, while as another parts are undulated. And typical example of the plain area where there is a development of agriculture, that is northern plain of India, that is Gangetic plain, is very ideal example of the development of agriculture. As compared to plain area, plateau area is also suitable, but as compared to plain, that is not too much suitable, because there is a undulation, and that's why there is a limitations for the practice of agriculture. But at the same time, mountains are very unfavorable. There is very too much limitations for the practice of agriculture, and that's why mountainous areas are avoided by the farmers or by the people to do the practice of agriculture. And that's why in the hilly areas, particularly in the Himalayan ranges, Sahyadri ranges, Alps, and Rocky Mountains, are not favorable for the practice of agriculture. And that's why there is very few patches of agriculture in the mountainous region, and that's why these areas are very insecure or very unfavorable for the mountainous, because we can't do the transportation easily, we can't do the plowing, we can't do the irrigation, we can't do the any type of practice or any type of movement in the mountainous areas, which limits the agriculture. So these three things, plain, plateau, and mountainous areas, limits the agriculture, particularly in the physiography. Next factor is climate. As, as we know that climatic factors are very important for the practice of agriculture, and that's why if we see the distribution of agriculture throughout the part of the world, only tropical and semi-tropical regions are favorable. Humid or cold regions are avoided, or cold regions are not favorable for the practice of agriculture, and that's why climatic climatic factors, particularly temperature and rainfall, determines the practice of agriculture. Temperature is the prominent factor, because unless and until there is not sufficient temperature, any seed can't germinate. And a very typical example of the germination is below 6 degrees centigrade temperature is not favorable, or at the 6 degrees centigrade there is no possibility of germination of the germination of seed, and that's why that below temperature or low temperature is harmful, or where there we can't practice the agriculture. Not only this 6 degree, but above 45 or 50 degree centigrade temperature is also harmful for the crops or for the agriculture, because from that temperature, means from 45 to 50, crops start to burn, and there is a high rate of evaporation, and water requirement is increased. So these all things limits to the practice of agriculture. At the same time, rainfall is also important. As we know that without rainfall or without water, we can't do the practice of agriculture, because every process, means germination process, fertigation process, growth of plants, and ripening of the fruits or grains or the flowers, this requires a rain or water, and that's why rainfall determines practice of agriculture and limits the practice of agriculture. So rainfall, wherever rainfall is sufficient, there is the possibility of the practice of agriculture, and that's why there is areas where rainfall is very deficient, particularly in the desert area. We can't do the practice of agriculture. Not only desert area, but wherever there is a heavy rainfall, particularly in the equatorial rainforest, there we can't do the practice of rainfall, and that's why in the Konkan region particularly there is a heavy rainfall, and that's why there is a limit of the practice of agriculture, and that's why particular crops can be grown, that is rice can be grown in the Konkan region, which limits to the practice of agriculture. Not only temperature and rainfall, but winds are also important factor, because winds determine, and wind brings diseases, and sometimes uproots the plants, uproot the crops, and that damage the crops. They can winds can destroy the crops throughout the part, and that's why winds are also important. Not only winds, sometimes cyclones and anticyclones occurs in the Maharashtra, particularly in the Konkan region. Recently in the rainy season, there is a cyclone, and that cyclone uproots many crops, many vegetative parts, and that's why these things are also important in the climatic factor. Cyclone and anticyclone also affect on the practice of agriculture. Next one is natural hazards. There are various and severe natural hazards occurs in the parts of Maharashtra, particularly floods, drought, and hailstorms. If there is a heavy rainfall, floods occurs, and there is a heavy flow of water, by which all the crops get buried under the water, and they can't get the sunlight and sun rays. The process of photosynthesis stopped over there, and that damages the crops. Not only this, but sometimes that floods can uproot the overall crops, and that affect on the overall production. At the same time, if there is a drought in the area, particularly in the Vidarbha and Marathwada, we are experiencing how much drought is severe and how the crops get burned, and how the crops get damaged due to the drought. And if there is a continuous drought, then there is a complete damage of the crops and they get died, and that's why there is a problem. So Vidarbha and Marathwada experiencing daily or every year this phenomena. Not only flood and drought, but hailstorms are also there, and sometimes if the hailstorms occur severely, then also there is a problem in the agriculture. So this is all about the natural problems of the agriculture in Maharashtra. Now we have to see economic problems. So first economic problem is capital. As we know that whenever we have to do the practice of agriculture and whenever we have to grow any crop, there is a huge requirement of capital. Capital means input, and that input determines our production. If we invest our capital at large level or huge capital, then there is a possibility of the more production. But farmers in Maharashtra are poor, or they are having medium capacity or low capacity bearing capacity of the capital, and that's why they can't afford anything, particularly whatever required for the development of agriculture or development of crop, and that's why capital determines the agriculture or effect on the agriculture. And in the capital, particularly requirement is for the seed, for the purchasing of seed, for the purchasing of equipment, purchasing of fertilizers, purchasing of insecticide, fungicide, weedicides. We also require farmers also require laborers. They also require maintenance for the tractors and many more. Electricity bill is now a burning issue in the economic problem, and many more. Transportation is required, and irrigation facilities are required. For any input, there is a requirement of capital, and if the farmers does not have capital, then there is a direct effect on the overall agriculture. So capital is also one economic factor which affect on the agriculture. Next one is marketing. Okay, so if the farmers take the loan or from the bank, and then he started to do the practice of agriculture and started to grow the crop, although he produced a very good quality crop and wanted to sell it in the market, but that market is not certain, that market is not secure. A rate or FRP is not secure for each and every crop, particularly the vegetables, fruits, and many cereals, food grains are there which have no fixed rate or FRP, fundamental rate price or fixed rate. That's why there is the issue of marketing. When and where he has to sell the product, he don't know, and that's why it limits the agriculture. And marketing is the main issue. For the farmers, he don't know the policies of export, he don't know the policies of marketing, and many things are there, or many loopholes are there by which overall agriculture is affected. Many merchants, traders, and middlemen are there by which that farmer get affected. Particularly, middlemen take the commission for the selling and purchasing of the products of agriculture. So marketing is also one economic factor by which agriculture is affected. Next is use of chemical fertilizers. In the capital, I have already explained that chemical fertilizers are very important. Without use of chemical fertilizers, no any farmer can grow the crops, because there is a basic requirement for the growth, for the ripening, and for the more production. So to purchase the chemical fertilizers, they require money, and if he do not have money or cash, then he has to face the problem. So use of chemical fertilizer is also one economic problem. Crop protection policy. Nowadays, in the natural factors, we have seen that how natural factors affect on the overall production. But in the coming days or in the recent days, there is some policies which protects the crop. Means insurance are there, but farmers don't know about that policy. And although he adopted or although he accepted that policy or formed that policy, then also he couldn't know how to take the benefit of that policy. So crop protection policy is not completely understand by the farmers and not completely used by the farmers, and that's why that makes the problem. That is also one economic problem. Next one is social problems, land fragmentation. As we know that India is a populous country, and same thing is applied with the Maharashtra. Maharashtra is the state of 12 crore population, and that's why there is a land fragmentation. Land is divided into the number of children, and that's why very small piece of land is owned by the next generation, and that's why there is a limit. Because as we know that if as the land is small, there is a limitation to use the machineries, particularly tractor, harvester, and many more. If land is small, then there is a problem of turning and moving of the tractors and harvesters. At the same time, he can't afford the loan facility for small patches of the land. At the same time, he has to face the problem of marketing and many more, transportation. Means for any purpose he has to invest, although his land is small, or although he although he have a small piece of land. And that's why the land fragmentation is one problem, social problem. Traditions and customs. Most of the farmers are illiterate and they are not educated. That's why they have adopted tradition and customs. Whatever the seeds and whatever the systems are there, they traditionally adopted and they follow the same throughout their life. And that's why new things, new policies, new techniques, new schemes have been not adopted by the farmers, and that's why tradition and customs are also one social problem which limits to the agriculture in Maharashtra. Population pressure. As I have already explained that population is huge in the Maharashtra, and per year or per decade, per century there is an increase, and that pressurize on the land, and that's why we means farmer tries to get more yield from the field, and in this process, particularly trying to take more yield, there is a population pressure. In the sense, whenever if someone have a 1 acre of land and someone have a 10 acre of land, the person one who have 1 acre of land, he tries to get more yield, and he wanted to take more yield. For that, he practices that things which are pressurized, which are giving pressure on the land. Means he will use more fertilizers. He will take more crops in a season. He will take more yield in a season. That's why this population pressure is also one social problem. Diet and health. How the farmers are taking diet and how is the health of the farmer, that also determine the agricultural practices. Means for what purpose they are taking the yield. Suppose if there is a demand of fruits and flowers, accordingly he has to take the production, and if he is not producing in the same way, then there is a problem. So that's why that is also one problem. And the last problem is political problem, export and import. As we know that there are various fruits and products which are exported by the farmers to the another country, to the foreign country, and that's why export and import policy is also important thing. Whenever farmers wants to do the export of onion and grapes, the government policy barren, or government policy become a barren for the same. Means whenever farmers want to do the export, uh, government do not allow to export them. At the same time, whenever there is a huge production of onion and grapes, at the same time government import the onion and other things or fruits. So these policies of the government, that is export and import policy, affect on the overall production or overall practices of agriculture. Minimum MSP and FRP. MSP, minimum support price, and FRP also affect on the agriculture. Many times government declared and announced that we will give the MSP and FRP, but whenever in actual they have to do it, have to practice, or have to practice the same, at that time they do not allow to that things, and that's why that also affect on the agriculture. Subsidies are also there, and transport network and storages are also there. So subsidies are not given at the time, and that's why there is a problem. Transport network and storages. If some perishable crops are produced by the farmers, then they have to transport in time, and if there is no storage capacity, then also there is a problem. So these problems are there, by which overall agriculture is affected. So this is all about the problems in the field of agriculture. Today we stop here. Thank you very much.